When shopping for a new RC car, there's a few things you want to check off the list. First being cool factor, second, affordability, and number 3, durability. This company right here was able to check all 3 of those boxes. And just like that, we're here with another brand new one from Arrma, this time Mojave Grom. Now you guys might have seen the other Grom, which is the Typhoon. I don't have that version to do a comparison, but I do have the 6S version of this, and it is an absolute tank. Now I also had the privilege of driving the 4S version, which is an extremely durable vehicle, and I put it through its paces. It's TJ from Horizon Hobbies. I made a fun little video about it. I'm going to leave that link down below. Make sure you guys watch it because it is pretty funny. So we have the 6S version that runs on 3S as well. You have the 4S version, and now the Grom, which runs on 2S LiPo. Brush motor, not too worried about it. This is a very small truck, so I think we're going to get some pretty good performance out of it. But hey, that's what this video is about, right? We're going to try it out. Blue version, as you see on the box, you can get this thing in red. Packed with some pretty cool features. Best part, ready to run. Comes with everything you're going to need. You're going to have your basic remote right here. You have the truck. Okay, 2S LiPo, 1400 milliamp, comes with a charger. It even comes with Arrma AA's for the remote. You literally need nothing. You buy this box, you could go right to the field, charge this thing in your car, and you're ready to rip it, all for a cheap price of $150. I think that's a good price, man. Quality, name brand vehicle, ready to run, 150 bucks. Now, I do want to dig into it a little bit, so let me show you some cool things that I like about it, and then we're going to take it through its paces and kind of see what it does. Let's get into it. To start, you guys probably noticed that there's no body clips, which I actually love. We have these buttons right here. There's one on either side. I already unlocked the one on the left side, so we're just going to push this in right here and the body lifts off. Putting it back on is just as simple. Now, underneath the shell, we're going to have a nice skeleton, which really beefs it up. And on top, as Arrma always does, we have these skid plates, which is going to make our body a little bit more durable. Giving this its power is going to be a Mega 380 brushed motor. You heard that right. It's a brushed motor. We have a heat sink. That thing right there is actually a cooling fan. And then we have our ESC. Now, if you guys look close, there's plenty of room. Now, I don't think it needs it because I'm doing this voiceover after driving it. But if you did want to, there's plenty of room to upgrade this to brushless. I just think it might be overkill. But for a lot of you, that might be pretty fun. And there's also a lot of upgrades available for this if you opt to do some metal axles and stuff like that. Now, we do have beautiful oil-filled shocks. The suspension seems to be very up to par with the big one in true trophy truck fashion. It's going to walk across all the terrain, and in slow-mo, you really see that flex. And for some reason, I just really enjoy doing this. The remote is pretty standard. Right here, we're going to have our steering rate and our steering trim. On the back side, though, we have our throttle rate. So we have 50%, 75%, or 100%, which means at the flick of a switch, we could lower how fast or how slow this RC truck is going to go. Just like the two bigger ones, we have 2 drivers, and we also have a roll cage. Now, as you've seen in the beginning of the video, I did use this thing at the beach. Now, I don't advise you really to drive any trophy truck at the beach just because sand gets all up inside of it. But guys, I'm using this in real world scenarios. I live on Long Island and I'm at the beach a lot, and I'm always bringing RC cars. So it was only right that I brought this thing to give it a little rip. And I gotta be honest, that 4-wheel drive kept this thing moving. That brush motor did just fine. Yes, I take care of it. I'm gonna show you at the end of the video what I do to my RC cars to keep them running for years. Yes, I said years. My cars run for years, even after abusing them in this kind of situation. Now, in true Arrma fashion, I'll say that a lot in this video. This thing is a tank. It's super durable. I had a lot of fun doing it, but let's get this thing to the front of my house. Let's see what this bad boy does. It's a little wet out. Oh, she got juice. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get traction. Now, she is waterproof, so they say. Oh, she rips. Oh, yeah. This might be one of the only vehicles I think I'm all right saying brush system's probably sufficient for a truck this size. Look at this thing. Even in the wet, it handles really well. Those tires get good traction. I just sank it. Hopefully she's waterproof. Box says. Now those tires, as I said, man, they don't have foam in it, so I don't have to worry about the foam getting all saturated with water, which I like a lot. Definitely a cool front of the house driver. Let's try it on the grass. low center of gravity. So we don't have a lot of ground clearance with these little ones. So you're probably not going to be going on grass too much. So if you're thinking about buying one of these to bash in front of your house, it's probably going to be more of a road driver. Unless you have some dirt, get a ramp. All right, here's what I want to do. You guys seen, I have those 3 modes, 50, 75, 100. I also have a GPS. So let's see how fast this thing actually is. We got it set to 50. I got the little GPS hanging off the back. Let's see what kind of speed we get. Definitely tame. You'll be able to let a kid drive this for sure. All right, guessing game. So I'm gonna say 14 miles an hour. Ooh, 16. All right, we're going 75. A little more juice there. Let's go 22. Let's see. What do we got? 19. I'm botching the guesses. We're going 100% speed. I don't think they advertise how fast this is, but if I had to guess, now that was 19, I'm gonna say 24. 24 miles. I should round up, go 25. We'll see. 20. All right. That don't make sense. Only 1 mile an hour faster, 75 to 100. See if I get a better read on that. Now, guys, remember, I said in the beginning, there's a lot of space there. You know, if this is something you love, which I love, upgrade, you know, I'll go brushless on this thing, you're gonna have a tank of a little car. 21. All right. I feel a little better now. 2 miles an hour faster than 75. All in, pretty cool. But you know what time it is. We got to get this thing to the woods and see how this performs. So let's do that. Now let's talk convenience and size for a second. I am on an e-bike heading to some woods because there's no woods where I live. And I got the Grom and the remote in this backpack and I barely know it's there. So big plus in bringing this thing wherever you want. Let's get into the woods. I wasn't lying. Fits perfect. And now I got a playground. A little bit of water. We had some rain last night, but it's supposed to be waterproof. I did use it in front of my house, as you guys seen, so let's rip it. Oh yeah, she rips. This is where this thing belongs, not in the front of your house. Woo. Dude, I'm telling you, for a brush motor, this thing cranks. Not bad one-hand driving. And I jinxed myself. Oh! Body down, body down. Oh, that wasn't a jump. I just smacked into a piece of wood. Did I break it? One thing I will make note of after that little thing coming out, once you get a lot of dirt in here, you see these clips, they don't go back that well. Now there are slots underneath the truck that'll enable you to push these. You see, watch, I'll push it in and it's not fully locking. Now I don't have a tool to push that. So I think I'm gonna try to clean it in some dirty water. Hope for the best. Not the tightest fit, but hopefully it stays on for the rest of this ride. I definitely got to clean it out when I get home. It's the only issue I had, and I think I might have bent those actual pins a little bit from smacking into that. But yeah, we should be all right. I remember they said it's waterproof. Chugga, 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 chugga. Oh boy, I didn't bring no waterproof sneakers. Oh, slippery. Now I see why we got no traction under there. I will give it credit. Keeps on chugging. True Armor fashion. I just sank this thing. Suspension handles like a dream. Oh,
There goes our body.
I had a ton of fun making this RC truck as dirty as possible. Now I have to stick this muddy mess back in my backpack and bring it home, but that's okay because I want to show you guys how I clean it to get these trucks to last me for years. And if you're hoping for a fancy tutorial, this ain't it, because all I do, a lot of water and decent pressure. And by a lot, guys, soak this thing. Make sure the battery's out. Because it's a brushed motor, just push it back and forth, shoot water into the motor to make sure all the dirt, sand, everything comes out of the motor. But that's not it. You can't leave this thing wet. Another major key, you guys have to dry it. Now I'm using a Blaster Sidekick, had this thing for years, but it's okay to just use compressed air or something. But the key here, you have to dry it, and you sprayed water in the motor. Make sure you spray air inside the motor too, because you're gonna want everything to be as dry as possible. And when you're done, little WD-40 or whatever kind of grease you want to use, and just lube up all the moving parts, and I promise your truck is going to last you a very long time. I'll say it again, I really enjoy driving this thing, and I want to hear from you guys. Is this a truck that I should leave just the way Arrma intended it to be driven, or should I upgrade it to brushless and see what kind of performance we can get out of this thing? Either way, happy I have it. Appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.